Hello and welcome to Unfrazzle with me, Louise Miller. If you're a solo business owner and you have a big, exciting vision and loads of ideas that you want to get out in the world, but without drowning in a sea of overwhelm, then this is the podcast for you. Each week I'll be sharing bite-sized insights to help you stop faffing and stay focused so you can make your brilliant ideas happen and make a bigger impact in the world. It's time to step away from the hustle and find a kinder, more sustainable approach to productivity. So grab yourself a cuppa and let's get started. Are you an ideas person? So it feels great when inspiration strikes, giving you goosebumps and butterflies in your tummy. For one of my In It Together clients, when she hits on a particularly genius idea, she gets full body tingles. And when you feel all the feels of a brilliant idea, it's energizing. You're motivated and you're ready to rock and roll. So you get going with gusto, rolling up your sleeves and cracking on. But then what happens? Well, sadly, in my experience, many creative ideas people get really bogged down in the nitty-gritty and then begin to lose their oomph. Perhaps they start questioning what they're doing and become plagued with uncertainty, or it might be that they realise they have a knowledge gap and they're not quite sure what to do to move their idea forward. Overwhelm can kick in too, where the brilliant idea seems so enormous it feels like eating an elephant. And in the face of all of that, that fizzy energy dissipates and suddenly it doesn't feel like fun anymore. And so what happens all too often is that they abandon their idea and move on to something else because they're craving the energy of inspiration, of fresh ideas and newness, because that's where they feel most alive and most at home. So is that a pattern that you recognise? And if it is, please know that you're not alone. And there is zero judgment here. So it's so easy to get stuck in that loop where you feel that delicious hit of inspiration, you roll up your sleeves and get going, but then lose your mojo before you reach the finish line. And the result of that, unfortunately, is loads of brilliant ideas that never see the light of day, which means they also can't make you money and they're not helping the people that you want to be helping. So if that resonates for you, the good news is that recognizing that pattern is the first step to doing something about it. So now you can see what's going on. What might you do differently in order to break that cycle and make the impact that you are here to make in the world? And my biggest suggestion for you is to get curious. Try and notice what fears or mindset gremlins might be holding you back. Or if it's a knowledge gap that's keeping you stuck, get curious about how you might close it. Preferably without getting stuck in learning mode. I've seen that happen quite often too. People keep buying new courses thinking that's going to solve all their problems. So let's try and not get stuck there. And also let's remember that you don't have to do everything yourself. So maybe it would make sense to outsource. So next time you feel close to abandoning an idea and moving on to the next one, I just would love for you to take a moment to pause and reflect honestly and without judgment. And actually that might be all that you need to break that cycle and get your next brilliant idea across the finishing line. And for extra kind of bonus points, you might also like to have a little think about how you can keep the fizz and the excitement alive even when you're up to your neck in the detail that's required to make your idea happen. Because if you can master that, then the world's your oyster. As always, I hope this helps and I can't wait to see you again soon. Thank you for listening to Unfrazzle. Sharing is caring, so if you loved this episode, please share it on your socials or head over to Spotify, iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and leave me a review. Not only will I be hugely grateful, your ratings and reviews will help others to find this podcast so that even more people can make their ideas happen. Thanks so much and see you next time.